The idea of death and dying humbles most of us. The idea that we are going to die one day. The more we get closer to this realization, the more we are humbled, the more we cherish our life, our loved ones, and the days we're left with. But when it comes to a narcissist, the opposite happens. When they are dying, they become more of who they are at their core. They die the way they have lived. Let's talk more about this in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Today in this episode, we are going to talk about how dying narcissists behave and treat their family members. If that is what you're interested in knowing more about, please make sure to subscribe before we begin, because your subscription to the channel always helps spread awareness about narcissistic abuse. Also, I have created a powerful yet a free healing resource for you, a guide that answers top 10 questions asked by every single survivor of narcissistic abuse. To download it now, click the I button above or the link in the description. You already know that narcissists are delusional. They believe in crazy things that have nothing to do with reality. One such thing they believe in is the denial of mortality. They think they will stay young and powerful, in control forever, and death will never strike them. But you and I both know time spares none. Death spares none. Sooner or later, a time comes in their life when all their delusions are proven wrong and they become a worst version of themselves. Why? Because they thought their reality was going to be the same forever. They will never die. They'll be young. They will be able to impact everyone the way they used to. They will be able to control every single person who is connected to them. They'll be able to acquire supply. But dying is quite anti to all of that. It is the absolute loss of all power, all capabilities, all resources, and all control. So when they are dying, they can't keep those barriers up. They used to keep intact when they were okay, when they were fine, when they were young and powerful. Now all those barriers of narcissism are coming down, and they are not able to put up a facade, wear those masks anymore that suppressed their narcissistic ugly self. Consequently, they become angrier, more hostile, cranky, more vengeful, more aggressive, and a very, very difficult person to deal with, especially for those who are their caretakers. And when that happens, the person they are at core comes to the forefront and takes over their life. They treat their doctors, nurses, caretakers, and whosoever is involved in the process in the worst way imaginable, because they think nobody is equipped enough to be able to take care of their grandiose self. So they create an overwhelming demand on the system to be perfect, to meet all their expressed and unexpressed needs, and that leads to more aggression and hostility. They're easily triggered, easily agitated. Why? Because the lack of control that they are experiencing now, they try to compensate for it through this crankiness, through this weird behavior that is unhinged and uncontrolled. So their children, including those who are their flying monkeys, start pulling away because it's very difficult to be around a person like this. They just pray for their death and passing away because it becomes almost impossible to help them, because they do not allow anyone to help them. It is the ultimate collapse of narcissistic self. Narcissistic self is a delusionary defense mechanism based on the idea that they are all powerful, they are godlike entity, and nothing will ever be able to impact them negatively. But death proves them wrong, and as it does, they are not able to fight against it, as there is no fight possible. So they take that aggression out, which they can't process internally. They take that conflict out and project the hatred on those who try to help them, who try to make this process of dying easier for them. Which is why I said earlier, they die how they have lived. They were a jerk before, and they are a jerk now as they're dying. This dying, the idea of dying and fading away, doesn't bring about any change in their behavior. They get even worse, as I said earlier. Now, if you're someone who was abused by this narcissist and they're your parent, you're a scapegoat, maybe a black sheep, and not a flying monkey, it is better for you to just let those who are their flying monkeys take care of them, because they are going to treat you in the worst way imaginable. You need to know and understand that they will take most of the supply from you. They will use you the most but treat you the worst. Yet those flying monkeys may not contribute as much as you would, but still you would get abused the the most. So it is better for you to stay away because your parent has already died years ago, so there is no point of taking care of them. Yes, maybe you are a compassionate person, and if you still choose to do so, I respect your choice. I respect the fact that you are an empathetic person. At the same time, you have to have very strong boundaries. You have to prevent this wounded beast to attack you, because they will try to tear you apart. They will try to destroy you since they are so unhinged and out of control. In a nutshell, we can say a dying narcissist becomes more hostile, more aggressive, more punitive, vengeful, entitled, and grandiose because they can't control anything anymore. The reality has shattered their narcissistic false self, and that is why they treat everyone in the worst way imaginable. They become who they are at their core, and they die as they live. That is it for today's episode. I hope you found it insightful. If you did, let me know in comments, drop a like, and share this episode with others. I'll talk with you in the next one. Until then, let the healing begin.